Peace, love, and light. All right, now today we're back for another Saturn's Days message. I didn't forget about you guys with today's message. I know it's a little bit late, but we're here. And today has a lot to do with our higher self. That was a message that came up to me. It was like, how do we tap into our higher self? So we have lower self natures and we have higher self natures. We have lower self natures, like, let's say we want to eat this bad food. Boom. We have, maybe you want to go out for this drink and we know we got to work tomorrow. Boom. These are our lower self natures. And to get into our higher self natures, we got to tap more into our higher selves, doing things that of our higher selves that raise our vibration. Like I said, tapping into your higher selves is tapping into things that raise your energy, raise your vibration, because there's things that lower. Either you're lowering your vibration or you're raising your vibration. There's certain things that have certain frequencies, that certain energies that, let's say, boom, you want to choose today to love those around you. That's gonna have certain energies that's gonna play out like, okay, I want to love this person, I'm gonna be more nurturing and more caring, or it's gonna make you feel more happy, it's gonna make you expand, and in a good way, in a more positive way, versus you're choosing to hate or hate yourself or hate others. It's gonna make you really expand on that hate, like maybe doing something, or maybe being lying or manipulating. It's gonna make you kind of expand on that lower self, that lower thought, that lower energy, per se. So we got to know, like, the difference when our higher self is operating, taking the wheel, or when our lower self is taking the wheel. And I feel like we do that when we develop our higher self. We're able to do that. Boom. Let me tell you why. Because there'll be certain situations, let's say, like I was saying earlier, maybe you have work in the morning and your friends are calling you to go out for a drink, but boom, you've been tapping into your higher self nature. And this comes with just, tapping into yourself, and then knowing, like, your cycles, and being aware of your cycle, being aware of yourself. And higher self has a lot to do with awareness, I feel like. But in those situations where you're higher, you have to see, like, okay, boom, I have to go to work tomorrow. And then you'll kind of play back, like, okay, if I do go out and I do get these drinks, I might feel really sluggish when I get up tomorrow. I might feel a little lazy. It might make me get a slower start in my routine if I do get these drinks tonight, So we got to know ourselves, know thyself, and know, like, okay, I cannot maybe tap into our lower self, which is nothing wrong with, going out and buying a drink. But you got to know, like, our purpose, our goal. If we have a certain goal we're trying to get to, would this drink kind of serve us right now? Would going out and doing this service for where we're trying to get to? And you got to know that. You got to make that decision. And it's like, in that time, it's kind of like your higher self is kind of like that God that on your shoulder saying, hey, but maybe it's best you go home and don't take this drink, because you got to go to work. You got to be focused. You got to get up. You got to get in your routine and, be ready to go. That's like your God. Your higher self is like your God, your godly nature. You're operating in your higher self. And then you have your devil, which is on your other shoulder. And it's like, let's take this drink. Let's go out. Let's have a good time. It's just one drink. It's just one time. And it's going to give you all these different reasons why. And your higher self is going to give you all these different reasons why. And maybe you can play out, if you, been there enough, you'd be like, okay, what's the results if I do drink this, and then you can kind of make the discernment, like, okay, if I do drink this, the result of this is going to make me sluggish. It's going to make me lazy. It's going to make me So you kind of make that discernment yourself when you do develop that higher self and your lower self, and you know which one is talking to you. Because we do have both, you know. It's like everything in this world is like there's always two, woman and man, and love and hate, and like and dislike, and high and low, and cold and hot. So it's either the one of the two. You can't really be in the two. So you're either really right now in the moment, present in the moment. We're talking about our present selves. In the moment, can make a decision for our future self to that decision's either going to make us move forward in our higher self or move forward in our lower selves. But we got to know and know the difference and know that. And sometimes we do need to tap into our lower self's nature and, you know, amp up that smoke, you know, especially if we, like, let's say we have to stand up for ourselves. So sometimes we do need to have that little bit of courage and a little bit of force and a little bit of that fight mode to which is like our lower self. But that is what is needed at the time to defend ourselves, defend our family, defend the people that we love, or whatever it is. But we need to be able to tap into that. But maybe we're in a work meeting and someone says something crooked to you. Maybe you tap into your higher self and be like, maybe it's not best I put on that fight mode, because if I do this, the result is going to be me losing this deal or me losing this business partnership or something like that. So we got to like be able to tap into that and be able to know like, okay, our nature, and then knowing like, okay, what are the results of this when you're right here in the present, because you're able to use your past events, your past self. You're able to tap into that little memory box of your past self and past natures and certain things you did in the past that maybe did not serve and had certain results. And now you're in your present and you're able to make a future decision. It's either going to be of that or of higher self or lower self, and you should be able to tap into that that past and to know from there. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. But it's that present moment that you're able to make those decisions, and the way you develop that present moment decision making of higher and lower self is by tapping into your higher selves more. And knowing when you tap into that, and there'll be time to be like, hey, when you are getting into your lower self, like, I just did that wasn't good. That is not going to be helpful to the direction that I'm going, to my dreams, to my goals, to whatever it is. You gotta like be able to know that. And that comes with time. Developing your self-awareness through, I think, spiritual practice, through awareness practice, through mindful practice. I do a mindfulness practice every day where I'll sit still, and this one is really good, I feel like, because I always like there's meditation where you would sit and you listen to the thoughts that will come up, or you maybe do a certain breathing technique practice that will help you maybe deepen your breath or deepen the intention that you're focusing on. But there's the awareness practice that I started doing that I really love, because it's really helping me develop in situations that awareness, like to be aware. It's just helping me to be aware when I'm in the right then and now, like right now, like to be aware of certain things. To be aware of certain things. So that awareness practice, basically the one I do, it's on YouTube. I can share the link. So if you guys are interested, you guys can do this practice as well. And you have to do it like more than I realized, because I used to do it. I did it for 90 days, the start of last year. And then I stopped doing it. And just the beginning of this year, I started doing it again and been tapped in and been doing it ever since. And it's like, now I'm able to really see like, boom, like this is kind of like needed, before I would do it and then I would realize it was needed. And when I didn't do it, that break, I'm like, this is needed. So when I do start up my new 90-day routine for the beginning of this year, I'm going to make sure I include that. And ever since I did, I've been seeing the benefits of it. I'm just being able to be more aware and mindful at the moment of what's going on. So by doing that in the practice, he basically has you, first you're being aware of your body. What do you feel? What do you feel? Maybe you're in a bad state. Maybe you're feeling sluggish. Maybe you're feeling high. Maybe you're feeling happy. Maybe you're feeling, he gets you like, what are you feeling right now? And just focus on that. And then he has you focus on your outside surroundings. What do you smell? What is the temperature? Do you hear your neighbors and things like that? And then he has you kind of like, when you do this, I really get like in my imagination of, because he has you like think of the clouds and then your space. So you're kind of like imagining, because you're not really in space, you're not really in the clouds, unless you're in a flight and you're doing this. But otherwise, you're not really, and you're closing your eyes while you're doing this. So it really is your imagination, and you're able to really put yourself outside of yourself when you do that. So it's like three different things. First, you're aware of your body, then you're aware of your outside, then you're aware of kind of like your bigger, your higher self, something higher than yourself, and then it has you open your eyes and you're aware and you're focused and you're looking, but then you're focusing, you're focusing on just to relax your mind. You're not breathing, you're not, really meditating, you're just relaxing your mind. He says, imagine you just finished jogging and now you're sitting on a rock, and that's it. You're just chilling. You're just in nature. You're just chilling. Whatever is your happy state, be there. And then it kind of like gets you to just focus in on that. Like, here, I'm not there. I'm not over here. I'm not over there. Here, I just got to sit and think about me in my little happy place. And when you do that, eventually you start to develop like an awareness. Like, why am I thinking of all these other things? I should just be thinking of this if I'm doing this practice, right? And you start to develop that, and eventually you start to see yourself get better. Before, I was all over the place, and now I'm able to really stick through with the intention, which is the awareness practice. So it's been a really good practice. And yeah, so I feel like developing that is a way to tap into your higher self. So you're aware when you are tapping into your higher self. You're just aware of everything. You'll be aware of when I'm tapping my higher self, when I'm not. Should I be doing this? Should I not? You're aware of your surroundings, your mind, more mindful. And yeah, you can use this tool as a tool, just like meditation is a tool. Let's say you're in a heated situation. If you've been practicing meditation for a while, for so long, you're able to now tap into that. Like, let's say you're heated, you can tap into that meditated breathing practice or technique you've been practicing to kind of calm you down. But if you haven't been practicing that, it's going to be kind of hard to, oh my God, I'm mad now, let me meditate. It's like, no, it's not going to really work. It goes the same thing like when you're sick. I always say this, like when you're sick and then all of a sudden now you want to drink a green juice or you want to eat healthy. It's like, no, you can't want to do that after something. These are like lifestyle. These are lifestyle tools. Eating healthy is a lifestyle tool, because you're less likely to be pill dependent and in the hospital when you grow up. You're most likely to have better health. You're most likely to have better doctor visits. They'll say better things when you're in the doctor versus them always saying, hey, you got this element and this element and this element. So yeah, so they're just developing that and you using that as a tool. It's like, yeah, it's great. It's great. And your five senses, I feel like it's good for your as far as like being able to tap into your higher self, because your five senses, or like being in nature is one thing that can, I feel like, help you tap into your higher self, because we are a part of nature, and in nature you're able to be aware of the natures of the birds, the trees, the things that are around you, things that are nature, people, trees, birds, the sun, the moon, the water, the weather. You're able to pick up on certain cycles, and those cycles, you can pick up certain cycles within you, because we are like one and the same. So picking up on your senses, even the awareness practice helps you. So what do you smell? What is the temperature? What do you hear? And it helps you. Like sometimes I'm hearing birds and I'm really able to really go far in and hear those birds in like a different way. At the beginning, I maybe have not heard them in that way, but since I've been developing, now I'm able to really sit and really hear those birds and kind of like I hear them conversing. I can almost understand what they're saying. Not really, but that's how I be feeling. But yeah, just developing that, your senses. Being out in nature will help you. And like I said, in nature, meditating and realizing that nature is within yourself. Those are ways you can tap into just knowing. I feel like, there's things of your higher self, but I feel like these are like the stepping tools of knowing when your higher self is the one that is taking the wheel, and when is your lower self is the one that's taking the wheel. The things that you do of your higher self will be like going out in nature, or, maybe reading a book, or maybe watching something that will make you laugh, because laughing is something that's good. But you got to know, like, hey, I can't be there all day. I can't be laughing all day if I have to get this certain work done for it to make my lifestyle good. Like, I can't be sitting there watching laughing videos, and I got to get work done to pay my bills, to make my mental health better because of your house or whatever, makes you mentally more stable. You got to make sure you're doing your other things, but have that balance, of course, but tapping into things like that, things that make you happy, working out, things that are really healthy for us. Because every time you do it is like you go into your moods. How do you feel? How do you feel after you work out? Most of the time you have more energy, you're vibrating higher. So therefore working out is something that would make you vibrate higher. Or I feel like tapping into your higher self in a way. Eating healthier. When you eat certain foods have energy. So that energy that you're putting in your body, let's say fruits, most likely when you're eating fried foods and you're gonna feel more sluggish. And when you're eating more fruits and stuff and green juices and stuff, you feel more energy. So why not tap into things that give us more energy? And nothing's wrong with tapping into eating fried foods or eating junk here and there. Not preservatives. I don't think your food should have preservatives or anything that is fake, but tapping into that fried chicken or whatever it is, nothing's wrong with tapping into that, but it's the balance. Let's eat good 6 days out the week, and then have that one day you eat maybe a fried chicken nugget, but you're not eating fried foods 3-4 days out the week, and then 3 days, I'm gonna eat a salad and balance. No, let's have the more of the good side, and let's have 1-2 cheat days. But you can't really say you want to be here, and that depends where you want to be. Everybody has where they want to be. Some people want to get drunk and do that. Maybe their purpose right now could cause for that, but don't say you have a purpose to be here. You want to be a billionaire, you want to have a successful business, you want to have money in the bank, but then you're doing all these things that would kind of take a counter effect into you getting there. You got to know when your higher self is operating, when your lower self, and when your lower self really is going to give you an L. If I really do these things in this lower self nature, it's really going to set me back. It's really going to set me back. So you got to be able to know that. And like I said before, be able to make that judgment. That's Libra. Libra is judgment, and Libra is balance. Like I was gonna say, like before, like there's nothing wrong with like tapping into let me see if this makes sense, but like tapping into like other energies, like maybe, like I sometimes say, like going on your phone, like, yeah, you want to wake up and you don't want to be like, social media got us hooked. It's the first thing that we're doing. We're not even tapping into ourselves or nothing like that. But I was going to say that nothing's wrong with not tapping, maybe watching your friends alive who's a stock holder, who's gonna, that person's video is gonna help you get, a step closer, or maybe that class that person's teaching in that live is going to get you closer. Boom, you got to know balance, you got to know and what you need. And that's why you tap into yourself, because there's so much in this world. And that's another thing, there's beauty, there's the entertainment, there's body enhancement, there's fitness, there's the fitness community, there's the spiritual community, there's so much different things. And sometimes we just need to know what it is at the moment that we need at the moment. And some of us, we are, I would like to say, perfectly us, but there's things for our higher selves. We know in order for us to be our higher selves, we know we need to work on. So maybe we're going to take a class. Like, let's say I have emotional issues. Maybe I need to take counseling. Maybe I need to take a class. Maybe I have financial literacy issues. I don't know how to, or not financial literacy, but I don't really understand. I'm not really there. That's not really my expertise. Maybe I need a little bit of help, but you got to be able to tap into yourself to know what it is that you need, because there's so much. You don't need everything, but maybe you do need everything, but not right now. You got to know what you need right now, so you're making action. A lot of us, like I was saying before, are just tapping into these videos, tapping into these things, and not putting action, because at one time we're in a new age. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. But there's so much energy, so much information that's coming out, which is a good thing, because the energy is raising. People are becoming more aware, but therefore there's so much out there. So we kind of have to be aware and know what it is that we need, because we pick up our phones, we go on social media. One minute we're here, and the next minute we're somewhere else. I did that the other day. I came on my phone. I wanted to look at this post for something, because I seen it earlier. I was like, boom, this is gonna help me. And then I went on the girl's page to look for it, and then I ended up being somewhere else. And I went online for something that I ended up spending a whole extra 2 hours doing something that my intention wasn't to do that. So 2 hours wasted. And then the thing that I needed to do, got delayed. And God forbid you remember, and sometimes you don't even remember what it is we originally went there for. So I say that to say, like, so much information, but know what we need. And then when we do receive it, don't just take the information. Don't just absorb this video. Don't just absorb videos and watch videos just for the heck of it. Yes, learn. We should be learning and taking in, but we should also, what comes after that, the ear, is the fire, taking action and take in things that are actually of the things that you need, that's going to take you into the direction in what you need. Like I said, like, communication is not good. Maybe I need to take a communication class. Maybe I need to repeat affirmations in the morning. Those are things that are going to raise you up too. Repeat affirmations in the morning. Maybe I need to balance my chakras. Maybe I'll bring a singing bowl. Maybe, my anxiety be amped up. Maybe I'll take a tea that is that has anxiety properties, relieving properties, But it's, knowing what you need, and then knowing how to get it. But then when you do get it, take the action to actually to make it happen, to succeed, to do what it is that you need. Don't just take it in, but do something about it, And there's so many different yeah. I don't want to get into too much, because there's more notes on here, and we get juicy on this side. But like I said, I wrote down a little bit something, and there's a little bit more I do want to touch upon, but I don't want to make it too long. I already know a lot of our attention span, including, I'm speaking for myself here, and whoever else can relate. It's not that long, So therefore, I'm gonna kind of cut it short. Yeah. Just make sure I got everything, because there's a lot in here. But I'm not going to mention that little section, maybe in another video. I'm just saying there's just different levels of awareness. you know. There's, you know, you got to know what you need as well as that. There's financial literacy awareness. You know, some people are really good with money. They're good with Bitcoin and stocks and things like that, but they have no they have no spiritual practice, or, you know, they have no emotional intelligence, or they have no awareness of the matrix and knowing the system and just knowing what's going on with the politicians, and just, seeing the world not just by what we watch on the news and what we were fed in history books, but really have done their research and really is able to see the world in a different way. So there's different awarenesses, but just know what you need and do the research to kind of get there. But yeah, and know what you need. That's very important, very important. That's why it's important to do the awareness practice and the spiritual practice and develop your senses in nature, and through meditation will help you do that. Meditation helps you develop your natures, what is going on, what is coming, your thoughts, what you need to do, your intuition. You can develop that through meditation. And awareness and mindfulness helps you develop your awareness and just knowing. So now when you're in the present situation, which you're always in the present, right now you're in the present. Once you're done with this video, you're going to be in the present again. What you're going to do after this video is either going to be in your higher self or lower self. And that's up to you to make that decision. But you do that and develop through awareness practices and spiritual practices. But it's all up to you at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm just giving you guys the message, and I hope you guys were able to get something from this video. If not, there'll be another one. So stay tuned for the next one, and you guys enjoy the rest of this Saturn's day. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Oh, Saturn's in Pisces, by the way. Okay, so look at that up. My Saturn Pisces people. I'm one of them. So Saturn's about to fuck shit up for us, but we gotta be ready, because Saturn does come with just with a lot. We'll get into that. We'll get into that into another video. But other than that, peace, love, and light. I'll see you guys in another video. And yeah, peace.